Good evening. Can everyone hear me okay in the back?
Yes.
All right. My name is John Winstead. I'm the Director of Fire and Health Services here at Nash Community College, and I'd like to start out by thanking you for coming tonight. At this time, I'd like to ask you to put all your cell phones on vibrate or any other kind of noise-making devices, and put those on silent so we can give these students the respect they deserve for the hard work they've put in. Thank you.
Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Please remain standing for a moment of prayer.
Good evening. Let us pray. As we gather here tonight, I would like to ask the one who made this day uniquely for each of us to rest upon this ceremony as we celebrate and honor those who have achieved accolades in the EMT Academy 101614 and the Firefighters Academy 02114. And please let us continue to fulfill the mission of Nash Community College. I submit this prayer to the one who sustains us all. Amen. You may be seated.
Good evening. I'm Bill Carver, president of Nash Community College. I preside over a lot of ceremonies. This is one of those that we're most proud of. The job of the community college is to often train people, as some of you may have heard me say before, that run towards disasters and events of emergency. And it's our job to prepare our graduates and build their skills and confidence so when they run towards that disaster and everybody else is running the other way, that they're helping our community. People have heard me say community is our middle name. So it is with a great deal of pride that I am here tonight to welcome you on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and staff. Nash Community College puts a lot of resources to make sure that these ladies and gentlemen are prepared for this profession. You can see behind me the talent that we have in the instructional staff, and if you haven't seen what we have on campus, I can tell you that these graduates tonight have seen it firsthand. I know that they have been in that red box with a lot of heat, air packs on, hoses at the ready, John, Willie, and spent a lot of time with our instructional staff. But we can't do it by ourselves. I see a lot of people in the back that have uniforms on, and we have a great partnership in this community. So we feel that we do our part in the community to help prepare. We know that these young men and women are going to do their part to serve our community. So welcome to our campus tonight.
At this time, we'll have Michael Mills come present our guest speaker.
We have a very special guest with us here tonight, Mr. Brent Fisher. Mr. Fisher is the Assistant Director of both Emergency Management and the Fire Marshal's Office for Nash County. So we know that his time is very valuable, and we do appreciate him being here tonight. Mr. Fisher has served with Nash County for over 20 years, starting as a telecommunicator and later transferred to the Fire Marshal's Office as Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator for 8 years prior to becoming the Assistant Director. Mr. Fisher joined the fire service in 1991 with Red Oak Volunteer Fire Department, where he has held many officer positions, including the rank of Assistant Chief. He is currently still serving with Red Oak Volunteer Fire Department. Mr. Fisher holds 2 associate degrees, one from NC State University and the other from Wilson Technical Community College. Mr. Fisher also holds an associate level emergency management degree certification with the State of North Carolina Emergency Management Office. I now present to you Mr. Brent Fisher.
Good evening, and thank you, Cadet Mills, for that introduction. Dr. Carver, Dr. Smith, Director Winstead, Coordinator Kearney, also Emergency Services Director, my boss, Brian Brantley, and also Deputy Director Scott Rogers, Rocky Mountain Fire Chief Varnell, and other honored guests, cadets, your family, and friends. Let me begin by saying how honored I am and appreciate the opportunity to be here as the Assistant Director of Nash County Fire Marshal's Office and Emergency Management Office, and to convey my appreciation to every single cadet for the dedication you've shown during the long hours, the long days, the long weeks, and the long months of training that you've just completed. Chief Billy Goldfeder once said, "There are people counting on you." Citizens, this is the first group of people that are counting on you. When they dial 911 and you respond to their request, you represent so much, and they're expecting so much from you. You represent yourself, your name, the training that you've completed, your family, your wives, your girlfriends, significant others, your children, your parents, your grandparents. Your family, your wife, your children, your parents and grandparents, your department, the chief officers, the company officers, and the governing board, and your community. Your peers and co-workers, they're counting on you to do the right job and to be there for one another. Always remember the pride you feel tonight, and don't forget it. Carry that pride with you throughout your careers. Your fire department administration, they have hired you or voted you into the department. Don't let them down. They're counting on you to do the right thing. And lastly, your family. They have traveled this path with you. They are proud of you. Don't let them down. You may not realize it, but you have already begun to develop your reputation. Don't let yourself down. Reputation is defined as the estimation in which a person is held, especially by the community or the public generally. And I would also add by your co-workers and chief officers. It is also said that reputation is the general opinion or judgment of the public about a person or thing. Remember, your reputation will follow you forever. You are joining a career, a service, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, where you want to save lives and protect property. Many of you will stay the course and remain in the fire service, but others will feel a calling, maybe in the emergency medical services field, emergency management field, law enforcement, or other public safety fields. All of these professions are admirable careers. In each of these careers, you have the opportunity to save lives and protect property. I don't have to tell you, but I'm going to re-emphasize what you have accomplished. You have just completed 790 hours of firefighter certification training and approximately 300 hours of emergency medical training. Some of you started this journey in July, and others in October. As you're aware, you have received specialized training in fire suppression, technical rescue, rapid intervention training, emergency vehicle driver, National Incident Management System, child passenger safety seat, emergency medical, and career preparedness certifications. These certifications provide for the foundation for you to respond to 911 calls and for protecting yourself, your co-workers, and saving lives of others. Remember the Everyone Goes Home campaign through the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Safety is everybody's responsibility, so include it in everything you do, from your response to your trainings. Wear your seatbelts and listen to your company officers. Don't let your training ever stop. I challenge you tonight to continue to learn and train every day. When you learn something new, if it's at a fire school or a class, if it's a new technique or technological advancement, the operation of a new piece of equipment, critiquing the response to a previous call, the operation or development of a new policy, learn all that you can and share it with others. Join fire service associations and start networking with others in your profession. You will not only continue to learn through these associations, but you will meet others that have tremendous amounts of experience on the fire ground, leadership, and department operations. One day, you will be the leaders of the fire, emergency medical services, emergency management, and other public safety organizations that many of my associates currently occupy. Learn all you can. Tonight, we congratulate you on the milestones you have accomplished. Let me just share our philosophy at Nash County Emergency Services and that of our Emergency Services Director, and that is to make a positive difference in everything you do. This goes for your personal lives as well as your professional careers. So when you leave here tonight and you begin to apply for positions in the fire service or go back to your volunteer departments, don't lose that feeling of gratification for the accomplishments that you have achieved and go out and make a positive difference in your communities. Again, cadets, congratulations on successfully completing the Fire Academy, and let me say thank you. Thank you for the contributions and the service you're about to make to the citizens in the communities that you represent. Thank you, be safe, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher, for that awesome speech. And at this time, I want to give honor and respect to Dr. Carver and all the esteemed staff that we work for here. Without you all here, we could not make this possible and your support. So thank you, Dr. Carver, Dr. Smith, Dr. Moorbutter, and all the staff here at Nash Community College. I would also like to thank all the Rocky Mount and all our surrounding volunteer departments that help out with our training. Without you all, we could not do it. We could not run our program without any department in this county. Thank you so much. And finally, I want to thank every parent, every girlfriend, every wife, every son, every daughter, every brother, and every sister in this room right now. Without your support, these young men and young ladies could not make it through this program. It is extremely tough. It's physically intense, it's mentally intense, and it can be emotional at times. And without your financial support, without your emotional support and your backing of these students, they could not complete this. So at this time, if you don't mind, just give them a round of applause right now. Finally, before I present these awards to these young men and young lady, I just want to thank you again for allowing myself and Director Winstead to train you. You have to submit to our authority and to the things that we put you through, and you did so willingly. So I want to release you now from this academy as I present you these awards. I don't want to release you just from marching in straight lines and turning sharp corners. I don't want to release you from sitting in that classroom eating lunch by yourselves every single day. I want to release you so you can go back into the community and do what we taught you to do, to serve. Serve with all your heart, serve with all your mind, serve with all your soul, and you shall be successful. Now I present the graduating class of 07-2114 and 10-1614. As I call your name, please rise. Our first graduate of the night is Austin Beeman. Austin Beeman is from Red Oak, North Carolina. And he will be pinned on tonight by Miss Lauren Beeman, or Mr. Lauren Beeman, his father. I present to you right now Austin Beeman, firefighter and EMT. Our next graduate is Mr. Eric Bland. Eric Bland hails from Tarboro, North Carolina, and he was our class leader. Eric Bland will be pinned on by his wife, Jill Bland. I present to you Firefighter EMT Eric Bland. Our next graduate is Mr. Dylan Culler. Mr. Culler comes from Elkin, North Carolina, and he would be pinned on by Larry and Melissa Culler, his mother and father. I present to you EMT Dylan Culler. Our next graduate will be Chadwick Cutler. Mr. Cutler comes from Aurora, North Carolina, and he will be pinned on by Gary and Gwen Cutler, his father and his mother. Mr. Cutler is currently employed with the City of Rocky Mount Fire Department on a part-time basis. I present to you Firefighter Chadwick Cutler. Our next firefighter is the youngest in our class, Douglas Garciga. Mr. Garciga is from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and he will be pinned on by his dad, John, and his mother, Carrie Garciga. I present to you Firefighter and EMT Douglas Garciga. Our next graduate will be Mr. Charles Locke. As I was. I apologize. I moved my finger too fast. Our next graduate will be Mr. Tim Hill. Timothy Hill is from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and he will be pinned on by his father, Timothy S. Hill Sr. The younger Mr. Hill is also employed by the City of Rocky Mount Fire Department on a part-time basis. I present to you Firefighter and EMT Timothy Hill. Now, Mr. Locke. Charles Locke, come forward. Charles Locke is from Enfield, North Carolina. He would be pinned on tonight by Mr. Stuart Locke, his father. I present to you EMT Charles Locke. Michael Mills, come forward. Michael Mills hails from Nashville, North Carolina, and he will be pinned on by his fiancee, Brittany Winstead. I present to you Firefighter EMT Michael Mills. The only female in our academy is our next graduate, Ms. Misty Moore. Please come forward. Misty Moore hails from Raleigh, North Carolina. She will be pinned on tonight by her mother, Sharon Jones. If I could say one thing, there's room for more. There's still room for more. Young ladies can be firefighters too. Misty Moore is also employed full-time with the City of Rocky Mount Fire Department. I present to you Firefighter EMT Misty Moore. Daniel Stiff, come forward. Daniel Stiff hails from Enfield, North Carolina, and he'll be pinned on tonight by Anita Stiff, his mother. Daniel is also a part-time employee with the City of Rocky Mount Fire Department. I present to you EMT Daniel Stiff. Daniel Stiff was injured during this training and did not complete the firefighter side of the training, so he's coming back to finish that up. So next graduation, he will be a firefighter. Christopher Wells, come forward. Christopher Wells is from Middlesex, North Carolina. And he will be penned tonight by his mother, Monica Blanchard. I present to you Firefighter Chris Wells. And last but not least, we have Mr. Mark Williams. Mark Williams is from Leggett, North Carolina, and he'll be pinned on tonight by his mother, Meg Williams. I present to you EMT Mark Williams. Can we just give them one more round of applause? Before I dismiss this class, I just want to give another special thanks out there to Miss Olivia Moss, the EMT coordinator here. She did an awesome job running her side of the academy. I want to also thank Miss Karen and Miss Elizabeth for all they do in the office. They make all this paperwork happen. They cover us down. As we get busy with these young men and young ladies, they make sure everything in the office is running smoothly. So we want to thank you. We really appreciate you. They bought all the cake back there and got all the drinks and everything ready for you guys to have some refreshments once we dismiss from here. So please, please, I know all of us got new diets. Eat you a piece of cake. Get you a little bit of punch. It's all good. By the time you walk from here to the parking lot, you burn them calories off, okay? All right? training is complete,